In this video, I'm going to show you how to use PowerPoint or Keynote to be able to create a webinar environment inside of Facebook Live. One of the great things about Facebook Live is the ability to create a webinar-like environment right inside of Facebook. That means that you can show off how to use software, and you can show PowerPoint or Keynote presentations directly to your audience and even interact with them at the same time. And we're going to show you exactly how to do that. Now, as you can see here, I've got a PowerPoint presentation in the left-hand side, and when we go live, all we have to do is bring that up front, and it'll be ready to go. But let's take a look at exactly what we need to do to set this up. Okay, so here we are inside of PowerPoint, and as you can see, we've got a very basic PowerPoint presentation here. Nothing too crazy, just 3 slides. And what we've done is we've gone in and we've added some animations to the transitions between slides, and we've added some animations to the actual text that's on screen as well. And of course, when we hit play, we'll be able to show off all of that great stuff. Now, one thing to note with this is when you're using PowerPoint or Keynote, the default playback settings are to take over your entire screen. And this may sound okay, but the problem with that is when you do that, you won't be able to see what your audience is seeing. You won't be able to interact with your audience because the program will completely take over the presentation on your screen, on your side. So what we have to do is we have to set things up beforehand to make sure that we can actually provide a great experience for the user and still see what they're asking, as well as be able to control the presentation and make sure that everything is working okay. So what we have to do is, you'll notice when you create your slideshow that under the format area here, you've got this play button. And if we do a drop down, you'll see that there's a few different options here, such as presenter view. And this is what we do not want. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to come up here and we're going to go to our slideshow drop down menu. And we're going to go down to Setup Show. And you'll see that you get this pop-up window here. And under Show Type, you're going to see Presented by Speaker, full screen, Browsed by an individual window, or Browsed by a kiosk, full screen. What we want to choose is Browsed by an individual window. And the reason for that is when we use this particular format, and I'm going to hit OK, and we hit the play button here, you'll see that we get a window, and we can actually resize this window so that it's not taking up the full screen here. Okay, and this is exactly what we want, is we don't want to have the entire screen taken over. And so we can now resize this down to whatever it is that we need. And then we can actually bring up our browser at the same time so that we can see our program and we can control the presentation. In fact, we can even make this a little bit smaller so that it fits the screen even better. Now, inside of OBS, you'll notice here that we're getting this window here that's kind of off-centered. And I'm going to show you why. First, we're going to come into here, and we're actually going to remove this so that we can start from scratch. What you're going to do is you're going to come to the plus button right here, and you're going to create a new scene. In this case, I'm going to call it Window, and I'm going to hit OK. And then under Sources for that scene, I'm going to hit the plus, and we're going to put Window Capture. And what this is going to do is this is going to display a window from your computer, but not the entire screen like we did before. So we're going to hit OK, and you'll see that this properties window pops up here. We're going to hit the drop down, and you're going to see, depending upon how many windows you have open on your computer, you're probably going to see a lot of these windows to choose from. But what we're looking for is we're looking for the Microsoft PowerPoint, and you can see right here, PowerPoint Slideshow. So we're going to click on that, and you'll see it pulls up the slideshow. And we're going to hit OK. Now you'll notice that it's only showing it in a portion of the screen, and that's because inside of PowerPoint, we of course shrunk this down. But inside of OBS, we can resize this, okay, to fill up the whole screen, just like so. And you'll notice that the quality still stays great. It doesn't deteriorate the quality by doing that. And so now we can actually transition this over if we want to start off directly with the slideshow. If you want to put a graphic beforehand, such as coming soon, so that when you go live, it says coming soon, you can put that in here as well. But if you want to start directly with your slideshow, you can now do this. And so now we're ready to actually do our presentation. And if we go back to our PowerPoint here, you'll notice that as we go through the presentation, that we get the presentation on the screen at the exact same time. Okay, so that's how you do a presentation. And of course, once you're inside of Facebook, which you can actually watch from here, you'll be able to control it and see it in the Facebook screen on the live video right inside your Facebook page. So that's how you can do a PowerPoint or a Keynote presentation inside of Facebook Live to give your viewers a full webinar-like experience.